Hi, welcome back. Welcome to making Tag a Day number 11. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. These are some product packaging tags. I just painted the tops with some inexpensive acrylic paint. And I'm going to just take a little bit of time and just, I don't know, we'll see where it takes me. No plan. So happy New Year to all of you. I hope you guys had a good New Year celebration, and I'm excited for 2018. I guess if I didn't make any resolutions, I kind of don't believe in it because I know I won't keep them, but I guess if I was going to make one, it would be to art more every day. I guess my resolution would be to just make more art. At least spend the time doing it. I don't have a clear idea of what I want to do on this one. Just using really inexpensive. This is Americana Neon. Most of them are cheap big box store paint. Yeah, the kind of craft paint you can find anywhere. The whole idea, or for me, the whole idea of taking a few minutes to make art, just like the 15-minute art fix or the 5-minute art fix, is just, having fun and playing. There doesn't have to be any rhyme or reason. Just having fun. Having fun and seeing where it leads, right? That's really all it is. At least that's all it is for me. I'm just taking some glue and watering it down a little bit. I don't know if any of you do that, but I like it. I like to water my glue down and try to only use what I need in the moment. That way I'm not wasting a lot. I cut out some flowers. I had made some journaling charms with these flowers, so I had cut out a few of. I'll show you the paper I cut them out from. I cut them out from these painty papers that I made out of newspaper. I love to collage and use this is just a piece of it was a piece of, I think it's a Wine Spectator magazine. I like that one. That one works like really well. I like the texture of the paper, I just painted on both sides of it, and I can't even tell you, probably with just cheap acrylic paint. So, just gonna add a little bit more. I like the Wine Spectator magazine. I don't know if you've ever used it, but it's a very large magazine. So if you want to make painting papers, it makes really good ones, and the paper's nice quality and it's not glossy, so it really takes paint well. Maybe I'll punch one more. And it really takes, I don't know, I like the way the paint, I like the way it works on the paint. I like the paint with it. I like the way the paint takes on the paper. Makes really good underpainting papers, like this one. I'm going to let this one dry and then I'll cut it off. And this one, let's see, I have some paper napkin. I have some paper, tissue paper that I stamped that I like. Maybe I'll put that on this one. You know, the whole idea around just taking the time to art just a little bit every day, that there's no rules to it. You know, you do what works for you. So if you have 15 minutes, you art for 15 minutes. If you have 5 minutes, you art for 5 minutes, you know? You don't think about it and you just do it. And, you know, with no specific agenda or outcome. At least that's what I do. And I like it. It works really well for me. But you guys do what works for you. You know, I think that's what's so great about art. It's so subjective, and, you know, doing what works for you is the whole name of the game. You know, it's like, doing what works for you is the object, right? There's no right or wrong. You do what works for you and find your own pace, your own style, your own zen, you know? And somebody asked me why a tag. Well, tags are pretty, you can make them any size. You always can find a use for them. Even if the only use is like using them as a bookmark, or you can always use them as gift tags as well. Also, too, it's just not a real commitment, and it's not, you know, it's not like a big, large canvas where you're like looking at it. And all right, I'm gonna let these two dry. And just wipe my table off. It's got some glue on it. I don't want my tags to stick. So those are the beginning of those two. They just need to dry a little bit, and then I have these two. And let me decide what I'm going to do with these two. Anyway, with a tag, you know, you're not committed to it. It's not like a big art commitment. It's just a little bit of art, and you can actually do something kind of cool in a very short period of time, and I don't know, and see how it comes out. I mean, there's no right or wrong. I don't have, I got over here with no scissors. And you can put, a lot of times I'll put paper bags, I'll cut up a brown paper bag or um, some lined paper and put it on the back so you can use it as a journaling tag. Or if you wanted to use it as a gift tag, a to and from tag. It's just taking 2 seconds to make this hard. Did you guys make any New Year's resolutions? I know for me, the only resolution that I'm not good at keeping them, so I always hesitate to make them. But if I was going to make one, I think it would definitely be to make sure that I took more time to art every day. Okay, I'm liking the way that one came out. And this one probably needs to dry just a little more, but we'll go ahead and cut the end of it off. And this was just leftover tissue paper from the holidays, and I just used, I have lots of stamps, I'm sure as many of you do. Lots of stamps that maybe you don't use all the time, and that's what that was. Just what's really cool about it is you can make a lot of really nice overlays, so you don't completely cover up what's underneath it. And if you have a permanent marker, like a micron pen, that works well too. But I was just using up some tissue paper that I got from the holidays, or that I salvaged from the holiday packages, and so that's these two. Now, what am I going to collage on these? Let's see what I have here. I guess today's a gluing day. Oh, this would be kind of cool. Let's see how this looks. This is just that same watered down glue mixture. And these are painting newspapers. Yeah, I love to paint on anything, and these were just the beginning of the painting newspaper. Let's see how that looks. If you guys haven't made painting papers, I highly recommend it. It's very fun and very addictive. Painting papers are so addictive, ridiculously fun and addictive. I suggest you try it. Let me see, I had used this paper. Let's see. Had a little bit different of a color palette. Oh, I like this one. Let's see if I can get a color palette from this one. Let's see if I can get a strip from this. I'm a firm believer in using what you have. I'm a firm believer in using up the supplies you have hanging around. But it's up to you, If recycling's not your thing, use scrapbooking paper. Use whatever works. There's no right or wrong. Use what works for you. I do have like a tiny bit at the top up here that's not, doesn't have anything on it. And I'm just going to put that little bit up there. I'll cut it off, and then I got these really cool spray inks on sale, and maybe I'll use a couple of those before. Then I'll find my hole punch and punch the, repunch the hole in the tag. Okay, so this one's good right here. Let me see, I have my spray. I have some Glimmer Mist sprays. From Canvas Corp brands. And I have a stencil right here. Let's see. I have one of my favorite stencils. My desk is such a mess. What did I do with it? Let's see if it's right. This is one of my favorite stencils that I made from the viewfinder. We'll see if this works. It may or may not. You never know. Let's see. I think it's going to look cool. I think my hole punch is here, and now I am going to go back at some point when I'm ready and going to I will go back and after they dry and put something on the back to use them as their journaling tags or something like that. Okay, there it was for today. This was Tag a Day, day 11. Just a little bit of collaging on each one. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. And until next time, aloha.